Hey, this is Tom from Audio Audio, and today I want to show you guys Serum's FX. So this is very similar to Serum, except for the fact that we're not using the synths. What we're doing, we're actually routing other sounds through. So we're using Serum as an FX unit. This is the FX version, and I have it as part of the rent-to-own package with Serum. So what I'm going to do, I am going to edit a little loop here, and we're going to make it sound a bit better using Serum's FX. So I'll play you what I've got just here. I just quickly whipped it up. It's a bit of a glitch hoppy kind of Moomba type sound. Right, so now we've heard how that sounds, we're going to have a little play about. So what I've done, I have just opened up this one loop here. Let's have a little listen and see how we can make it better. So I think if we play about with the Hyperdimension, this will make it sound a lot better. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it to loop, which just means we can just keep it playing on. So Hyperdimension is great for giving it some space. It spreads it out in your hearing, and it can sound really good. We can play about with the unison, and it has an almost chorusy effect. Now let's see if we can add any distortion. I think we should add a bit, and then just turn the mix all the way down, and that will allow it to be a bit brighter. And then of course we'll add a little touch of reverb. I quite like that. And finally, let's add a little bit of EQ. We can turn down pretty much all the bass in it and give it a bit of a high frequency boost, and that will just let it cut through. We'll leave out compression for this one because it is quite transient, and that will help it punch through the beat. Now then, let's leave the kick for just now, and let's have a little look at the snare. So what we'll do, we'll add Serum FX again, and let's solo on the snare. So we just want a bit of the hyper and dimension, and we could even save the setting as snare if we wanted, but let's leave it for now. I'm going to add a little bit of distortion on the snare just to make it a bit brighter, and we'll add quite a high frequency distortion. That's quite good. And let's add a compressor just to make it a really fat snare. Let's try the Multiband Compressor. And what we want to do is always toggle a compressor on and off to see if we've actually made a difference. So this is it off, and this is it on. So it just seems to be a bit brighter there. and because of the way the distortion and compression works, it kind of sounds almost like there's a reverb, so we'll leave out the reverb and let's just find a nice little area to boost. So let's tighten up the EQ band and let's just sweep through it and find where we want to boost. So that sounds quite good there. And then what we can do, we can finally have a little listen to the glitchy percussion, which I've chopped up and edited. So let's add Serum FX again. And let's see what it sounds like without anything and then process it. So that's pretty messy at the moment. Let's just add a flanger, phaser and chorus all at once. To be honest, that sounds pretty good by itself. We don't even need to edit it too much. It's a very obvious sound, so if you hate the flanger sound or phaser or chorus sound, then maybe you'll be judging me right now. But if we just use this as a bit of a background effects sound, it will work quite nicely. And let's go into Multiband Compression again. And what we'll do, we'll add a filter at the bottom. And what we can do is maybe, let's try a reverb filter. Serum's got incredible filters which are really worth playing about with. That sounds pretty good, and now we can just play it all together. I've left the kick quite intact so far, so we can play about and see what we want. So the phaser and all the other stuff is sounding a bit too much, so let's try it with half as much. This is what they all sound like without. And then with it back on. Now we need to actually glue it all together. So in this case, we will see if we can do it with just Serum FX again. And we'll add a compressor, we'll multiband this compressor. So what we're doing right now is parallel multiband compression. Can finally add some EQ to just brighten up the highs. Actually, we don't want that. We actually want to take down some of the highs and give a nice generous boost to the low frequency. So it's sounding quite good there already, and we could even leave it at that. Let's see how it looks on a stem track. This is what we should have. And this is it. And then if we solo this should be the main beat. Okay, so now I have it rendered. We're going to listen again one final time, and we're going to compare and see how it sounds. So this is with Serum FX processing, and then I'll switch over to solo the one without. So as you can see, it's maybe not the most incredible tool for trying to mix something like drums or a track, but it is really handy, and as you heard, it can make quite deep sounding drum beats, which is really nice. It can add a very different layer of processing which you maybe can't get elsewhere, and just the workflow allows you to do things, and it limits you to certain decisions, which is really nice because then you have to be creative within that certain boundary of only the effects and the controls you have in Serum FX. So it's a really good tool, and I really recommend you get Serum. And if you don't want to buy it straight out, instead of pirating it, try the rent to own $9.99 a month. That is in US dollars, and once you've paid off the full amount, you don't have to pay anything extra. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.